Right, on today's video, we are going to be talking about, hands down, the biggest news we'll get in the horror community this year. For me personally anyway, I think this is something I never ever anticipated happening. But obviously this weekend, it was Texas Frightmare weekend, and usually you get some good variants of past releases. I remember a good Evil Dead Texas Frightmare variant, but Texas Frightmare's had some amazing variants over the years. Same with Prince. Artists rarely come out swinging with Texas Frightmare. This year, Francesco Francavilla put out The Mummy, and I think Mutants have picked that up, and it is, oh, it's glorious, mate. Unbelievable print. So artists tend to come out swinging for Texas Frightmare because it's a big convention, man. It's probably the biggest in the world, to be fair. But the absolute heroes at Waxwork Records have teased this. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is coming out on vinyl, and it just says coming soon, so fuck knows when that is, but I cannot wait, man. This is a release that shouldn't exist. The masters are meant to be long gone for this, so this was never on the table, and it was always so fucking sad that it was never on the table, because for me, this is the greatest film ever made. It's not even up for debate. This is quite comfortably the greatest film ever made. I have thought that since I was about 12 or 13 when I first watched it. It just blew me away, mate. It's horrifying without being gory. It's so unnerving. I've seen it countless times, and the last 25 minutes still affect me the same as they did the first time I watched it. It's fucking horrifying. Genuinely horrifying. So yeah, the fact that this was never on the table, my collection always kind of felt incomplete. I was always wounded, because you want to own your favourite film on vinyl. If you're a vinyl collector, you want to own your favourite film, and the fact that this was never meant to be on the cards was just like, it was shit, man. It was sad. And the closest I thought we were going to come was These Beauties, which this is the same score, and it is the Shock and Truth documentary, and Mark Fox done the music for it. This is the first release which I picked up directly from Mark, and there's a bit of controversy with this release because I think they were repressing when they weren't meant to, so the numbers are kind of skewed on what's out there. But all that nonsense aside, this is the variant that I got. And I mean, just look how glorious that is, mate. That is unbelievable. Firstly, I love when a record is actually clear. Like, it looks so fucking good with that blood splatter. The first side to this record is genuinely horrific, mate. Mark Fox's work it's a perfect companion piece to the score to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the first side to this record specifically is just unnerving. It's a horrible listen, man. It's really challenging, which I don't know if you can remember the score to the Texas Chainsaw, but when Waxwork put this out, this is not going to be a happy release, man. This is a tough listen. It's meant to be emulating how an animal would feel inside a slaughterhouse, and I don't think there's any instruments on it. I think it's all just experimental noise work, basically, like metal balls in metal bowls just swirling around, and it's just really uncomfortable, horrendous. It's just, it matches the vibe of the film perfectly, and that's what Mark Fox done with specifically the first sides of this record. It's a tough listen, man. Side 2 is a bit more of an easy listen, to be honest, but it's an amazing record, man. Now this variant is long gone. Like I say, I picked this up specifically off Mark himself, but then Scareflare picked it up. And firstly, artwork-wise, it's a massive step up because they got Ghoulish Gary to do it. And for how many iconic scenes there are in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think he's managed to come up with something really unique, because obviously the sledgehammer with the blood splatter in the state of Texas, that's quite unusual, considering there's so many great options. You could have easily just banged Leatherface on there and it would have been amazing. So the fact he's took that route is very, very good, man. It's so clever. And then the back is the cemetery. I love the choice he's made artistically with that release, because, like I say, it's got so much iconic imagery that it's just, there's so many home runs with this release, and the fact he's come up with something unique is great, man. And this is my variant, which I don't know if you can see that. It's translucent green, but it's kind of got coloured running through it, but it's only really subtle, and I think it's meant to be like the veins of the eye, basically. But I think this is the Sally's Eye variant. I don't know if you're picking that up, but It's such a good release, man. And I will say as well, pressing wise, this sounds much better than the original pressing. And all round, man, Scareflare have just absolutely smashed it. And you can still grab this on eBay for a decent price. So I would highly recommend this because, yeah, it is a score to the documentary, The Shock and Truth, but Mark Fox's work is just incredible on it. So it's definitely worth picking up. But yeah, man, just the fact that we're getting the original Texas Chainsaw is just... it blew my mind, man. I was so excited. And on June 14th and 15th in the Odeon, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 50th anniversary screen is coming next month. If you haven't seen it on the big screen, you need to see it, man. It's such an amazing viewing. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times now. And each viewing is different because it depends on the audience. Like the first time I seen it, everyone was laughing their heads off, and I saw the comedic side to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Then the last time I seen it, you could hear a pin drop. It was genuinely terrifying, and the audience didn't make a sound. And even when it ended, it was just quiet, mate. It was just silent. It really drove home how unnerving and intense the ending, specifically, of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre actually is. So, obviously, depending on the audience, I've had a different view in each time. And every time this comes on the big screen, I'll go and see it. And I urge you to go and see it as well, because it's incredible. And this is the 4K restoration, which again, I've got to say, I thought the Texas Chainsaw Massacre wouldn't work in 4K, but the second sight release, it retains some of the grain, so it still kind of works, to be honest. I usually watch the Virgin Records white sleeve DVD. That's what I watch because it's got enough grain to it. It looked gritty and horrible. But I will say the 4K second sight restoration still retains some of that grit, so it doesn't feel too polished. It still feels like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like some of the shots in it, like the dolly under the swing, panning up to the house, just looks, that's the greatest shot in cinema history as well, like hands down. It's just amazing. But yeah, man, so I would highly recommend going to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on the big screen. And yeah, I can't wait to see what Waxwork do with this release. I can't wait to see what artists they get. I can't wait to see what the center label is. Like, everything about this release is just the most exciting, and I'm fucking here for it, man. I'm so excited. But yeah, that's all I've got for you. And I just wanted to talk about how much of a fucking masterpiece the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is again, which any chance you get to talk about that, yeah, man, I'll make a video on that all day. But yeah, nice one for checking the video. If you did enjoy it, like and subscribe to the channel, share it around, that'd be massively appreciated. And yeah, see you in a bit. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what a fucking day.